Volkswagen post-game report. Michelle, as always, on the field with the stars of the game. Bob, Tony, and Mike look at this one, and Mike will have some, I'm sure, information about what's going on around the rest of the league. Chris and I will have a look ahead to next week's game in the Berg between the Steelers and the Colts. 2 minutes to play. No timeouts for Denver at the 47-yard line. Osweiler throws, and Thomas had to go to his knees and could not make the catch. To the ground he went. 2nd down and 10.
It's just bizarre watching Demaryius Thomas. That was a low throw, I understand that, and he didn't want to go to a knee because he wanted to try and run with that ball. He just gets down underneath him. It was a good call. Almost tipped it right to an interception, though, didn't he?
Yeah, Chung was coming in. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down and 10 now. Osweiler deep down the left sideline. Pulled in. Emmanuel Sanders. What a night for him. Beat Butler. 1st and goal. Gain of 39. Osweiler can actually afford to take his time right now.
He better take his time.
He brought him down in a hurry, and he's, well, timeout. Hold
now
on
the
second.
Patriots are going to call timeout.
Right.
Timeout. New England. They're second.
So they have one left. 90 seconds to play.
Here we go. All right, on the outside against the best, you've got Emmanuel Sanders working against Malcolm Butler and just runs right by him for the huge play. But the reason the safety didn't get there, watch Osweiler look right. Made the safety look just for a moment and take a half a step that way. Kept him out of the play, and football doesn't get any simpler than man-to-man coverage. You go deep on the right, and then you go deep on the left. And here they are down inside the 10.
Ball spotted at the 8-yard line.
But Al, this is where it gets really tough on young quarterbacks. When you don't have experience, red zone offense is the most complicated part of the game, especially against Matt Patricia and Bill Belichick.
They empty the backfield. That's Anderson splitting wide to the right. And Osweiler's going to take it himself around the left side and go out of bounds. Don't need to do that. Gerard Mayo stops him there. You don't want to leave Brady anytime on the other side of the clock. 2nd down and goal.
I'll tell you, it was a great play by Mayo, though. It looked for a moment like Evan Mathis might be able to get out in front of him, but he just couldn't get there, probably because of the ankle and the hamstring. Watch him come out here. There's Mayo right in there. Just could not get him locked up. If he had thrown at him, might have been able to cut him. There really wasn't anybody else there.
2nd down and goal. From the 7-yard line. Osweiler under pressure, and he's going to get sacked. Alan Branch back at the 19-yard line. 3rd down and goal. And a flag on the play. And the crowd anticipating it's going to be on the defense.
You cannot believe what Alan Branch just did. He just ran over Matt Paradis for a huge play. If it stands.
Defense number 23. Penalty gives us half minutes to go and an automatic 1st down.
On Patrick Chung.
Let's take a look.
What do you think? It wipes out a big sack. It would have been 3rd and goal from the 19-yard line. Stops the clock, which is good and bad.
Left hand is what they saw on the shoulder pad. We've had a few of those tight ones today, all day.
How about through the years? 1st and goal from the 3. Osweiler throws. It's caught. Andre Caldwell. Denver has the lead. 83 yards. It took him 1:22.
So many times the backup quarterback spends more time with the backup receivers than he does with the first-string receivers. You know he's thrown a bunch of these balls to Andre Caldwell in practice, and Logan Ryan, despite one of the great games we've seen, gives it up, and who would have thunk it?
No.
It's Brock Osweiler taking him 80 yards plus down the field to take the lead against Tom Brady.
Demaryius Thomas makes his first catch of the night. Sanders makes another big catch. He's had a great night, Emmanuel has. And then Osweiler for the touchdown to Caldwell. So Brady will have 69 seconds and 1 timeout, and a field goal, of course, would tie the game.
Osweiler knows exactly what he has, exactly what he wants. They bring that same middle linebacker blitz, and then the reaction was exactly what it's been like around this young man, everything he's done. Brock Osweiler, we saw him in practice, and the defensive guys just love jabbing him. Then they have a lot of laughs, and he's a funny guy. We spent time with him in the meeting. You can see why they all love him. And boy, oh boy, has he delivered now in back-to-back games.
He's been the understudy for 3.5 years and now playing Broadway.
You know what Greg Knapp told me? He said, I'll bet John Elway saw a little of himself in this guy. Now, obviously not the arm strength that Elway had, but the mobility, playing in a run-first offense. I could see why he would think that he might be a fit down the road.
Pumped up, running up and down the sideline. McManus now sends it through the end zone. So Brady has 69 seconds, 1 timeout, and one of the best field goal kickers ever in Stephen Gostkowski.
And we're going to be talking about a holding call in the back of the end zone that completely changed that drive. That was not one of those bold, into the game, obvious holding calls. Was there a little? There was a little. But the Patriots have had a couple of those. The Gronkowski pass interference, and then that one.
Turned to 3rd and goal from the 19 into a 1st and goal from inside the 5. So now no Gronkowski from the 20. Brady throws over the middle. Chandler. So Chandler now the #1 tight end. At this moment, it's a gain of 23. Make it 22. They spot the ball at the 42-yard line. Brady hustles him to the line of scrimmage. First down at the 42. 4-man rush. Tom flushed out, throws, and just throws it away. He's outside the pocket.
Foul for intentional grounding. Quarterback's outside the pocket, threw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage.
There you go, Tony Correnti. Right on top of it, 2nd down and 10.
A little bit of the spin move here to make Tom Brady come off the mark here. Tom Brady gets flushed out of the pocket and chooses just to throw it away.
Second and 10 with 40 seconds. Four-man rush. Good pocket. Caught. Chandler. He gets spilled by Talib short of the first down. Clock still running. And a timeout is taken here.
For an injured player.
Oh, an injured.
By rule, this will cost an excess timeout.
That's Malik Jackson was the injured player. Had it been New England, you would have had a runoff.
Yeah.
Or a timeout.
And it's,
By
I think,
rule,
get one
Denver will be
extra.
charged an excess timeout. Will the play clock operator reset the play clock to 40 seconds?
It's one of those weird things. It's an excess timeout, which essentially means you get a 4th in this situation. I think if you end up with another injured player, then something else kicks in, a 5-yard penalty, something like that. The rule book is like the IRS code right now. Who knows what all's in there.
So New England still has its timeout. The clock starts to run, and Brady throws, and that's incomplete with a flag. Intended for Harper, covered there by Bruton. And Belichick is saying, wait a minute, why'd they start the clock?
Defense, number 25. 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
I think we have another clock issue here. What else is new at the end of a game? Because there was an injured player. There's the play clock. Now the game clock was starting. Play clock, of course, goes to 40 after the snap.
Well, and I think what Belichick is saying is you gave them that bonus timeout,
Right.
and then you wound the clock. We were waiting. We thought it was a dead ball because of the timeout, and all that clock ran off.
Exactly right. 10 seconds left in regulation. They still have a timeout, but they got to get in field goal range. They're not there yet. And Brady will throw, and that will be caught, and then sliding out of bounds is LaFell. So that, with 4 seconds, will set up an opportunity to tie the game.
Wow. Maybe it just doesn't matter. Maybe it's just these two teams and they get together. Holy cow, what a game.
This is going to be a 47-yard attempt. On a bright sunny day at altitude, this is almost a chip shot for Gostowski. Anything but tonight.
Long of 57 yards, well within his range.
Right. But in the snow, in a slippery surface, to send us into overtime. Which he does.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Man, oh, man.
Have we gotten our money's worth this week or not? Holy cow.
Overtime period.
So despite the clock running off several seconds, they were able to make the pass Brady to LaFell huge.
You know, and the great thing about that, let's give them credit, is they feel they caught bad breaks on some penalties, caught bad breaks on that clock management, and instead of hanging your head and be defeated, Brady hits the big pass, and they go to overtime.
Yeah, but they've been doing it for how many years now? It doesn't matter what happens.
You know, and I know everybody has their own version of what the Patriots are. I don't care what you say. What they have done over the past decade plus has been incredible.
Captains will play one 15-minute overtime period. We'll play it as if it is the fourth quarter with timing rules. All replay reviews will come from upstairs, and each team will be allowed 2 timeouts. As visitors, you have the opportunity to call heads. Number 18 calls heads. It is heads. They want the football.
So it comes down to this. If New England gets a touchdown, the game is over. Anything less, Osweiler and the Broncos will get the football at least once. What a game in Denver. 24-all. Reviewing overtime again, a touchdown wins the game for New England. Anything else, Denver will get the ball. Teams are tied after 1 possession each. Next score wins the game. Game can end in a tie, unlike postseason. Just to clean up one thing, we heard from the league in terms of they ran the clock the right way as it turned out. I think what happened was at the end of regulation, Brady thought when he heard excess timeout, there was no sense of urgency when he went to the line. So that's when the clock started to go. Belichick was apoplectic along the sideline, but they actually got that right.
Well, they get it right, but from a player's standpoint, for Tom Brady, you hear timeout, you don't know excess timeout unless it was explained to him by Tony Corrente.
So the ball at the 20-yard line. They start with White and Bolden in the backfield, and the pass is incomplete. Looking for a flag is LaFell. There is none. Talib covers on the play, 2nd down and 10.
And now Tom Brady's looking for a few penalties to go his way. He's saying we've seen enough go against us in here, and we'd like to have one in our favor, but there really isn't. And now we're back to that whole discussion, the elite quickness that would be so big in a situation like that. How many times we see Brady, just those little in and out runs, you know, to Edelman or Amendola, and now that he doesn't really have those guys on the field that have that kind of quickness.
2nd down and 10. And Brady's going to get sacked at the 13. Von Miller. Took him till overtime to get there. 7-yard sack, 3rd and 17.
Brady's going to try and step up, but just as he does, that door closes, and now he has to back up into Von Miller, who has begun to take over this game.
Third and 17 from the 13-yard line. Have to get to the 30. Brady has to dump it off. Shane Ray got there, rookie out of Missouri, their first-round pick. And it's 4th down. So Denver's going to get the ball, and a field goal could win the game.
I mean, what an unbelievable play by Brady to get that thing out. He was turned to his left and had to spin all the way around and somehow found a receiver close enough for that not to be called intentional grounding.
Ryan Allen to punt. Sanders is back there.
Wow.
Good kick. Beauty. Sanders backs up. Fields at the 29 and then slides to a stop at the 42-yard line. That's a punt of 59 yards, a run back of 13. Take a look at Brock's numbers on the night. 263 through the air with a touchdown and 1 pick.
He told the story at the end of the Chicago game. He couldn't remember what the victory formation was. All he had to do is take a knee. He couldn't remember what victory formation was. And he's stuttering in the huddle, and all of a sudden he looks around and he said, quarterback, just go up to the line and take a knee on one. He said the whole huddle burst out in laughter, but it was good enough.
You saw Brock's dad goes to every one of his games. Dad and mom ball at the 43-yard line. Anderson swings around the outside for a gain of 2. 2nd and 8.
You know, I know we're talking about an undefeated team here in the New England Patriots, but the undefeated team that started the season and the team that's on the field right now are 2 entirely different teams. I mean, Jamie Collins and Dante Hightower are the 2 guys that this defense was really built around, and no more.
And the receiver situation is a complete mess right now. 2nd and 8. Over the middle, caught a yard shy of the first down at the 48-yard line. Owen Daniels plucks that one out of the air. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
Watch C.J. Anderson. We've seen him with brilliant runs. Watch him step around and pick up Mayo on this one. Right underneath the chin strap. Just buckles his head straight back. That'll slow down that blitz.
3rd and 1. And timeout is taken. You get 2 in overtime.
This is their first. A 30-second timeout.
At one point during the game, a 14-point lead for New England, but then Harper couldn't handle the punt, led to a Denver recovery and a touchdown. And the holding call on Chung, which negated would have been a sack and made it 3rd and goal from the 19-yard line. This is not 4th down territory, right, Chris? I mean, you can't take a chance to give New England the ball in midfield. So this is a key play on 3rd down here. C.J. Anderson is the running back.
See if they go back to the sneak that they went to early in the game.
Instead of toss, Anderson, he'll get it, and plenty more. C.J. Anderson is going to go all the way, and the Denver Broncos win the game.
The same exact play they scored the earlier touchdown on.
So only the Carolina Panthers are undefeated. And who would have guessed that at the beginning of the year? 10-1, Osweiler The Southern Star,
Same
30-24.
exact play that they scored going the other direction. And the Patriots and Vernon Davis with the block, just as he did on the first one. And only appropriate that C.J. Anderson brings home the bacon for Brock Osweiler. Go figure, Al Michaels. We have seen it all.
That's prime cut bacon. Anderson, that gives him 113 yards on the night. Osweiler threw for 270. Dad loving every moment. And he gets to live it again next week when Denver goes to San Diego. What a game. A 14-point deficit in the snow overcome. Brady Osweiler won.
I asked him if he had thought any at all about Brady Osweiler won. He said 2 times, on Wednesday when the press brought it up and today when you brought it up. He said, other than that, I just have to think about one play at a time out there. What a party this is going to be.
Broncos go to 9-2. Volkswagen postgame report is next.